Hi everybody, hope you're well. So the new features are now here, so I'm now going to talk about them as I can actually say them. So thank you for Rebekah Redford for requesting that. So let's go in. So I'll be seeing these pretty much for the first time properly. Okay, so I'm going to actually start with craft what you need. So this is where we can craft things in the workshops. So new resources have appeared: the iron, sand and the wood. Taken from missions. Depending on where your question center is located. Leathers from cows. Okay, well that's just straightforward enough. These new resources combined with resources already available in the game will allow you to craft what you need and also be sold for Equus, so that's good. A few examples: leather and iron can be used to craft saddles, bridles, bells. Flax can be used to craft saddle cloth. Polar wraps, okay. For a period of 30 days, you can change your question center location as often as you want in order to test various options. Yay, that was the thing I was hoping in the other video, which was so long as we could switch back and forth and get to basically kind of experience, the both of them quite frequently, not have to wait a certain amount of hours or time to change it again, which should help with blopping for the next 30 days at least. Workshops. All these items are crafted in workshops. You just received a small workshop and some resources to help you get started. If you want more or larger workshops, you can purchase or build them. The higher your prestige, the more workshops you have returning at the same time, up to maximum of 5. Okay, so I'm curious to see how many workshops I've got, depending on my... okay, so I've got 1. Okay, so it looks like I can have up to 4. What happens if I click buy? Okay. Large workshop. I don't even have this amount of Equus in it. We can click on it. Price has shot up since this morning anyway. Right, we'll go back now. Okay, so looks like I can have 4. If I need to get my prestige up a bit more to get some more. So, right, okay, from now on, mashes and fertilizer can be crafted in your workshop and not on the Meadows page. That means I'm going to have to do a new video on that. If you cancel a production, the resources spent are lost. Well, that kind of sucks. A lot. Right, purchasing, selling, speculation. Speculating? Okay. Crafting items can either be used to fill the needs of your question center or horses, or sold to the market. The price for manufactured items depends on supply and demand, well, obviously. Depending on when an item is put up for sale, its price will fluctuate. The higher the price, the more attractive it is to sell. The lower the price, the more attractive it is to purchase. You'll have to purchase raw materials from the store if you cannot gather them, or purchase the finished product directly. For instance, if your question center is located in the forest, the store will help you obtain sand, which we will need to build boxes. Why do you need sand to build boxes? Okay. You can also decide to purchase a box that is that is ready for use. This is more expensive but faster. Decide what's best for you. Okay, well let's have a little look. What is this? I suppose I'll just wait and see. There we go. Boxes are sort of about the same-ish price. Say ish. Let's see how actually expensive they've gone or up. They've actually gone down. Well, hey, box prices are actually down for a little bit. That's good. Probably won't be the case later when everybody realizes. Okay, so what are missions? Missions are interesting. With the question center for your horses, the way lessons work has changed. When a horse is 2 years old, they can undertake missions which are defined by the manager of the question center where the horse is boarded. There are 2 kinds of missions: lessons and operational missions. As an question center manager, define the portion of lessons earned in Equus versus operation missions earning in resources that you want to see completed. Based on this ratio, the boarders will be able to undertake one or the other. Okay. Play with the ratio depending on the number of boarders you have and how many missions they complete in order to avoid exceeding the resource exploitation limit. Oh, great. So this means it's limited. I get that it's to stop people exploiting it, but for people who are honest, that's a pain in the butt. Right. Set your priorities and choose what matters most for you. Money, resources, or a bit of both. I don't know. We'll see. Increase the minimum skill requirements of your boarders in order to gain more resources. Okay, so the better skilled they are, the more resources you're going to bring in. That's what that basically says to me. Fair enough. All these settings are managed from the Question Center office. Well, let's go and give those a look, I suppose. Right, Question Center office. Boarding. Well, if you want to change your EC, as you can see at the minute, you can do. By clicking edit and moving that, so for the next 29 days we can do that. Boarding. Okay, there's nothing really different there right now. Missions. Okay, mission breakdown, getting 50% from lessons, 50% wood. Okay. This mission will be proposed for your boarders, randomly determined according to the ratio. Well, it looks like it's not going to actually affect the skill gain, which I'm happy with. Let's just modify it. I'm just really curious to see what happens. Modify. No, okay. As long as we're still getting the skills, that was my worry, was like how that was going to balance out. So no, I'm okay. I'm chill with that. As long as I can still skill, I'm happy enough. Right, display the statistics. Okay, so you can see how many completed missions we're done, how much Aquas is won, and resources gathered. You can do it for today, this week, or this month. That's good, pretty good. There's nothing different there. Okay. Tip. The default lesson versus operations 50%, which we just saw. If you prefer something else, you can change it. As a breeder, you complete missions from your horse's page when your horse is boarded in your question center. Your horse receives skill points in the 2 skills that they are the highest potential in. You earn Equus. The tip depends on the mission itself. Equus if it is a lesson, and resources if it's an operational mission. Okay, this way it works the same as before. Okay, well that's not so bad. Tip, the way Pixie and Pearly work, what the devil is that? Or have they just spelled Pearl wrong? Oh, they have just spelled Pearl wrong, right, okay. Work remains unchanged and applies to all mission types. Okay, well let's go look at a horse, one of my horses, and see. Because I'm really curious right now. Okay. Why is it called skidding? It's a bit random. Okay. Well, I suppose I'm not going to earn any Aquas. Or, sorry, I'm not going to earn any skills with this because my horse is over 25. Maybe if I have something that I don't have in an EC that I can do lessons with. Right, we'll put this in my EC really quick and then we'll take it out again. So let's go. Where's my EC gone? Oh, reserved boxes. Okay, that's a bit of a pain. I like to be able to just scroll rather than have to go to the other page. Right, well at least we found out something new. Okay, lesson. You found a tub of grease, you found the comb. Okay, so we still get that. Instead of going into the box, like you used to have to put your horse in a box to get these, so now you get it by doing lessons. I don't know if that's going to be easier or harder, to be honest. So we got the plus 25, so I'm happy with that. So we'll cancel the stay with that. I don't think there's anything else I really want to test out with this. Let's go back to our Question Center office and have maybe another little look at the missions. So now we know that at least one horse has done one. Okay, so it got us 16 Aquas, but it didn't gather any resources. Okay, and we have 50-50 for each. So I'm not really, interesting. Okay, I'll test that out a bit more later. Okay, so we'll go to how can you obtain leather. Well, we know this is going to be about cows. Leather is a new resource that is mostly crafted to craft saddles, bridles, and such. Leather can be obtained by raising cows in meadow. The bigger the meadow, the more cows you raise, and the more leather you can get. There are 2 types of cows. They differ in quality. Well, that makes sense. You obtain more leather from longhorn cows than Bradford cows. This is kind of like the same thing I had with cutting, because I could buy one or the other, and one was better than the other for my competitions. Meadows used to raise cows count towards the maximum number of meadows you can use simultaneously. The 6 meadows that we were talking about the other day. You can also manage your meadows as you wish. For instance, you can have 6 meadows to raise cows simultaneously, in which you will not be able to grow crops, or you'll not be able to grow crops on another meadow. Alternatively, or for instance, have 2 meadows with cows and 4 with crops. Okay, well that makes sense. If your question center is specialised in Western riding, oh please don't do this to me. You receive leather when your calves are replaced. Oh yes, yay! Okay, I'm happy with this. Their price has been slightly increased. Oh, okay, no, that's not so good. Now, Bradford cows increase cutting difficulty by 4 points, as it was just 2 before. If this type of calf is used for your cutting events, the number is divided by 2, rounded up. Okay. If this type of calf is used for your cutting events, the number is divided by 2, rounded up. This is going over my head a bit. It's just too much math at this time of the morning, right? See, for my cutting, I can't really do it at the minute, I can't manage, but for this I have to have so many calves. They seem to be showing them up at the moment, but in there I would buy calves to make sure that this runs all the time, so I'm going to have to go over this a little bit more. I am pleased that I get leather every time that those calves are replaced. I approve of that, definitely. Okay, you can maintain your buildings. Well, we could do this before. Which buildings are affected? Boxes will degrade by 1%. When used, workshops will degrade by 1%. Same with greenhouses. They can be repaired when they reach 75% wear. It's exactly the same as before. When it's completely worn, you cannot use it until you repair it. In order to repair a building, you need resources. The number of resources you need depends on the level of wear. Quality enhancements add to the building. Repairing a large workshop with 80% wear costs more than repairing a small workshop with 20% wear. Okay. Also, repairing a box with a shower installed will require more resources than a box with no shower. Well, that's not fair. That just annoys me. I spent like a lot getting my showers, and I'm gonna have to pay even more for it. Boxes are no longer destroyed around reaching 100%. Well, that's kind of good, because that is the one thing that really, really annoys me, is I always get thrown out of boxes that people haven't repaired. And then I have to go board them again. Now they're closed until you repair them. Okay, so I'm still going to be thrown out of them, is what you're saying. Okay, never mind then. Closed boxes cannot house boarders and do not count towards question center prestige. Okay. You can own as many greenhouses as you wish. They become in various sizes, like meadows, workshops, and boxes. When used, they are considered to be growing crops and cannot be used to raise cows. Well, obviously, because cows would just run through the glass. It would be like a disaster. This means you can only have 6 simultaneously active greenhouses in winter, whereas in the past you only have 1. Well, at least we can have 6 now rather than 1, because it was kind of boring when it was only 1. They degrade when you use them and no longer have fertility value attached to them. Greenhouse output does not depend on wear. They always produce the same yield. Okay, well that's good. Okay, so what are the feed truck and the water truck for? The feed truck can be added to a meadow and increase its leather yield by 30%. The water truck can be added to boxes and multiplies the amount of energy and morale received for a horse watered by it. Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh no, this is the thing that I was wondering what it was earlier, and I've just realised. Okay, they're only 30,000. Only 30,000. Why do we need more add-ons? Okay, well I've got my tractors. I need a feed truck. Well, I suppose I'll only put those in fields that I put cows in, which isn't as bad, but I'm going to need it for all my boxes, and I have 70 boxes, so 70 times 30,000. Not nice. Oh god. I know I can also make them, but still, this is a bit of a pain, right? Okay, they can be crafted or they can be purchased. Take a look and decide what's best for you. For now, adding water trucks in boxes does not impact the prestige of the question center, which allows you to acquire them gradually. Okay, well at least they don't count for now. Later on they will be taken into account. Horses upgrading. Your scarecrows are now tractors. Well, we just saw that, and they improve crop yield by 50% as they did before. All these improvements can be sold to the store, including showers and tractors. The water trucks bonus also applies to the fountain. Okay, well that's what I was wondering yesterday, was the water truck, did it apply to the fountain? So we now know that it does. Employees. Now to rant. Okay. The secret market is completely removed. The items used are sold. The items that used to be sold there are now crafted or purchased from the store. Okay. Does that mean that I can make certain things that I couldn't before? Let's go look. Where the devil is the store? Okay, I'm just going to go look in the shop because now I'm... Oh, yeah, okay, that's alright. I was getting really confused there for a second. Enhancements. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like we can't craft certain things that were in the secret market. Never mind then. Okay, a feature is added to increase the performance of your question center. Employees. Employees are available through contracts. 1 month contracts can be purchased for the price of 1 pass or 10 diamonds. There are 11 types of employees. Okay, well there was 12 before, so we're just getting 11 then. That impact they impact various aspects of your question center in order to make your life easier, improve your yields, or lower your expenses. For instance, a trainer allows you not to include the competition with the lowest prestige value in the competition calculation. Okay. The market gardener increases greenhouse yield by 20%. The saddler decreases leather consumption by 25% when crafting. You can have all types of employees active at the same time. If you receive several contracts for the same employee, the duration stacks. Employees become active as soon as their contracts are purchased. In order to allow you to discover employees and experience the bonuses they provide, they will travel around in UFOs for a couple of weeks. Yes! Free stuff. Okay. Appearing on various pages at random. Catch them and you will receive a 5-day contract. Okay, so we're not getting them for 30 days then. UFOs also carry all sorts of items for question centers, trucks, water trucks, tractor, iron, sand. Okay, fair enough. So let's go look at our staff and complain, right? Farmhand meadow fertility decreases at half speed. Market gardening, greenhouse crop output increases by 20%. Box wear down at half the speed. Vet, the skill bonus given by your question center is increased by 50%. What? Right, I know what this means. Oh, that's so not fair. Right, never mind. Only the best 4 borders are taken into account in the border prestige calculation. Trainer, your competition with the lowest value is not included. Well, we just read about that. Extraction missions give 15% extra resources. Daily resources regenerate increases by 25%. Production cycles in workshop reduced by 20%. Repairing workshop costs half the regular price. Leather consumption in workshops reduced by 25%. The only one there that I'm like really interested in is the vet. And the reason is, if I go to my questions on a page and I go to one of my horses, or if I just scroll down actually. Yeah, +7 in each skill. Basically now if I get the vet, as far as I'm concerned, that means that that's going to increase that by 50%. I'm going to maybe have just a quick look at some other equestrian centres and see if any of them have the vet as their staff. Yeah, okay, so we can have a look at this. They're +30 in each skill. I don't know whether I think this is a good thing or a bad thing really, because now that is a very big difference, and that's going to have a huge impact for people that do the Grand Prix. It's going to have a huge impact for people that compete, you know, elsewhere, whether that's resources or rosettes or competitions. So if I had to be honest, I didn't want to buy any employees, but the vet looks like I'm going to have to buy the vet, which I'm not thrilled about, because the thing is, I use my Aceta skill, but I don't use it to compete with really. So the question now is, how do we basically cope with this massive change? I want to see if anybody else has got it. See, this used to be the regular one, was +12, which is massively different to +30 with the use of the vet. So this will be interesting how this plays out, but I think this is kind of biased, and it's going to be very difficult. It's going to make it very hard for people to get good boxes if they're fighting over to get into ECs that have that vet. So I'm a bit disapproving about the vet. I don't really care about the rest of them, but the vet, it's a good and a bad thing. It's a double-edged sword in my opinion. Okay, changes made to horse actions. Okay. Well, we'll just go back to that horse that we were looking at earlier, because then we can see that, I'll put it back into the questions under just quickly. Okay, so we can't go into the box or into the meadow, as we know from earlier. I'm going to close all these other pages. Okay, so let's see. Right, why is that your actions? Choose the duration with the drop-down menu has become tedious. Well, it kind of was, but still. If you're in a rush for lots of horses, you will not appreciate the time. Okay, it's possible to take advantage of the meadow and box difference. Okay. This allows you to manage your horse's food with a single action, avoid some weight issues. Okay, feeding your horse. Feeding your horse is done only with the feed action. The action will give more energy than before. The prestige value of the meadows owned by the equestrian centre in which your horse is board gives you a share of fodder for free. Well, that's good, because that was my problem with it before, because if you're in a really good AC with really good meadows, you can't take advantage of that. Well, at least they have considered that, and that has been taken into account. If fodder is provided at the equestrian centre, the fodder taken from the meadows will not be taken from storage. Seasons also define how much free fodder you can get. For instance, you receive more fodder in the free in the spring than in the winter. The food cider has been revisited, so you can now see how much food will be taken from your inventory and how much will be provided by the question centre. Let's go look at that. Oh, well, let's see questions. Oh, this question does provide oats and fodder. It's not very clear, though. We'll feed the horse and we'll see. I don't think that's as clear as I would have thought, actually, because before it would like have a little equestrian centre sign beside it, and it doesn't now, so I don't think that's as clear. Tip, you can still use the drop-down menu to feed your horse, but in that case you won't have any addition to the amount of free feed. Okay. So, wait a minute, let's try this, and I'm really curious. If I just click it, no, it still brings it up. Okay, I don't know, it just made it sound like it was auto-feed automatically for a minute there, just by clicking it. Okay, you can still use a drop-down menu to feed your horse. I don't really think that's as clear as they're making it out to be. At least not that I can see. Maybe I'm missing something, I don't know, maybe I'll realise it later. Bonuses and treats. Bonuses: comb, hoof pick, and tub of grease can be found by completing missions. Okay, this is going to be important for skillers. Treats: carrot, apple, sugar, and sending a horse to pasture with other horses are now tied to the feeding of your horses. Okay. Bedding. This type of bedding, available to the box now, affects the energy loss experienced by a mare when giving birth to a foal. Your mare will lose less energy with flax bedding than with straw. Okay. Divine horses, Longma, Opal, and Quartz have been changed slightly in order to adapt to these changes. If you have them, we invite you to read the descriptions. I tried clicking on this earlier and it didn't work, so I'll just go to my actual Longma. I don't have the other two, I don't think. So let's go to Longma and see what's happened to Longma. Okay. 100% chance to find a tub of grease for the horse who completes the mission on the days the bonus is triggered. Occasionally when she wakes up, she can trigger the following bonus. Okay. For horses who complete a mission between the time that the bonus triggers. Okay, well that's just slightly different. It's not really massively different, so there's nothing there I can really say so much about that. It's not a huge difference. Okay, so having gone through all of that, my biggest problem is this vet thing, I think. I think the rest I can adapt to and deal with. I don't think anything is really horrifying or terrible. There's a lot of time and money's going to have to go into my equestrian centre now, which I'm a wee bit resentful about, but we'll see how it goes anyway, and I'm sure you'll see in future videos how that goes. So anyway guys, thank you to Rebekah Redford for requesting the video, and I hope you had a lovely day. Bye guys!